And what is going on YouTube? Just another game channel bringing you just another video. So guys, I know it looks like I'm hovering over the Forge, but we're not going to do the Forge. I've just done some Forge games in the last video and you saw how that went. We won a couple, we lost a few for reasons, and so I thought I'd do a little tip video. Just real basic stuff that a lot of people don't seem to do or understand. But I do actually have a quest for the Black Armorer to do. I've got to get like 50 precision strikes to get an enhanced weapon, so I'm going to go do that. So guys, tips for the Forge that will drastically help you complete those 3 rounds. Now, some of them are going to sound patronizing and ridiculous, but you will be surprised how many people don't do the most obvious things. Okay, the first rule or tip line or help is kill the blue guys. Now, sounds ridiculous, but you'll be surprised at how many people are constantly concentrating on the reds. Now, the reds are forever spawning, so whatever you kill, they just respawn. Now, admittedly, you don't want them there just shooting at you, so it is important from time to time to mop up these guys. If they get in your way, if there's a big clunk of them, get rid of them, fine. But the blue guys are the ones that you need to kill. Why? Well, A, they extend your time, and B, they drop the orbs. Now, we know the game mode. Kill the blue guys, throw the orbs. Okay, so there's a problem with that, so this leads into tip number 2. If you're a group of randoms, okay, don't go and pick, don't first of all, you shouldn't try to be killed, all 3 or 2 of you should not be trying to kill the same blue guy. But this is what happens to me a lot. I'll be on my own killing blue guys, and suddenly someone will run up and just grab the orb, yeah, and throw it. So then I'll kill another blue guy, and then he'll come back and pick up that one or someone else. This is a problem because they're taking, not only are they taking your orbs, which is a bit shitty, but while they're doing that, they could easily be killing their own blue guys and doubling the orbs that you throw. Like I've said in other videos, I remember one round I threw 17 orbs myself. 17 orbs on my own. That's between the other 2, they managed to throw 3 of them. Okay, that is disturbing now. Okay, so throw the orbs of the person that you kill, your own orbs. Don't go after your teammates' orbs unless someone wipes out. Like I just had a couple of games where I wiped out. Ended up there were 5 orbs on the floor. By all means, yeah, get them as quick as you can. But ultimately, you want to stop nicking your teammates' orbs and go and kill your own blue guys, because the orbs then double and then triple. If you've got 3 people going after orbs on their own guys, it's amazing how fast. Sometimes I've got through round 1 so quick I didn't even realise we'd started the damn thing. Honestly. Okay. So now, guys, I can't stress this enough, and this happens with every game mode. It's a Destiny phenomenon. There's not many multiplayer games I know that requires cooperation, and not a single person wears a mic except me. Okay, it's probably 1 in 10,000 people, maybe 1 in 100,000 that uses a mic, because I stumble across almost nobody. Okay, having a mic, guys, means you can coordinate attacks, ask for help, and this is particularly important because if you've got people coordinating supers, it means you're not going to run out of time during the Forge, and you're generating orbs knowing that another guy's got your back and he's going to be bringing in those, he's going to be generating orbs for you as you generate it from him. Yeah, so together between you really should be using mics to coordinate your supers. Yeah, this will help wipe out enemies so fast it is unreal. Suddenly you'll have so many orbs. I mean, I finished a game earlier where there was like something like 6 or 7 orbs lying around, and it took me. I kept throwing the same one, and I'm like, well, I'm not missing it. Kept bouncing back. I didn't realise we'd finished. Yeah, I didn't realise we'd finished. That's how good these guys were. How well we played together. Is that we were going after our own guys and using supers. And because of that, we always had supers between us. Okay. Now, that's wave 1 and wave 2. But in wave 2, there's a certain blue guy that spawns that's got that big powerful air gun that basically keeps knocking you back. and just wipes you out. Now, LMG rocket launchers, but he's a priority target, yeah? He drops like 2 or 3 blue orbs anyway, but he's a priority target. And it's very important you take him out fast. He does a lot of damage, he can kill you very quickly. The second hurdle, which is a big one that a lot of people totally ignore, well, I'm not kidding, these guys are not very good, they just keep dying. Okay, sorry. Yeah, one of the big wave 2 is the turrets, the automated sentry turrets will spawn. There's like 3 or 4 over the map, I think. But as soon as they come up, if you don't take them out, you just keep seeing these revive signs. And I'm always looking out for them. I roughly know where they spawn. And I just take them out, yeah? Instantly take them out. That's a big issue. The turrets do a lot of damage, okay? Do a hell of a lot of damage. So, keep that in mind. Now, round 3, the boss is a whole other nutshell, okay? It is scary how many people make this mistake, and it is both. I think it's like common knowledge not to do this. Like, to me, it seems silly, but I also understand why people do it. Okay. Now, the boss spawns with shields, and you got to destroy those floating orbs to get rid of his shield. Makes sense. Now, there's a lot of enemies during that final wave, and the boss does a lot of damage. Okay. Now, people will die, and they will die pretty regularly. You know, it's not that they're bad players. Just a lot. The boss packs a wallop, and there's the double-handed cleaver people, and you know, there's dogs and everything's rushing you. Yes, you're gonna die. The main mistake that people make is stopping to revive you. If your teammates go down, do not stop to revive them. Sounds ridiculous, yeah? This is why. It only takes about, I don't know how long exactly, but it only takes a few seconds of the boss to not receive any damage and his shields back up, yeah? I just played a game where I went down, this guy stopped to revive me, the boss's shields went up. I went down and the other guy went down. This guy stopped attacking the boss and came to revive us. Now, that's 10 seconds at least of time, because, you know, it takes a few seconds to revive. He had to get over to us, do 2 of us. Now, the boss's shield went up 4 times in that round, and we didn't kill. I stopped attempting because I'm like, look, they keep reviving me. Well, it wasn't me particularly. I actually only went down once, but reviving us, the team, shall we say. Okay, I know it's counterintuitive. You want to help your teammates do more. You want to get them up and do more damage. But those few seconds that they're not doing damage is nothing compared to what it takes to get a shield back. And it's not like it's not difficult. You know what to do, but it's fiddly with many enemies attacking you, and those orbs spinning around, getting out of shot. It's a real problem. Really is a problem. I don't know where to go now. I'm not in that other realm. So, yes, basically, don't revive your teammates. That is a real big one. It's a real big one on the last round, because you will waste more time ultimately by having to constantly take down the shields. No matter what, if there's one person left, just keep doing damage, and if the other 2 are down, just do your best to keep doing damage. If you die, don't worry about it. By then, your teammates should be up and doing damage, as long as they don't stop to revive you. It is really important. I know it sounds crazy, but this is something that has stopped me getting the boss many times. The teammates are reviving, and you know, I can imagine a lot of them getting pissed off when I'm stood next to them. Well, I'm not stood next to them. There is one way you can revive. You got to keep shooting. It's possible. It's a bit awkward. You got to drop your. It's not that difficult, but it's a bit, you know, when you want an accurate aim, you got to move your thumb over, use the middle of your thumb for your pad and your stick, and then hold down square. So it makes you actually a little bit off, but ultimately, yeah. So they're simple rules that if you apply those, you should be fine. I mean, as long as you're not too low level, because we all know we started out and they're like 25 levels above. Now, I did it. I was 602 and I had a couple of other people. We did it. We played together. We coordinated everything I've just talked about. Attacks, supers. We didn't revive. Rounds 1 and 2 reviving's fine. Oh shit! I jumped off there without really thinking about aligning myself. Oops. Yeah. So it's it's fine. It's possible. Okay. So just remember, guys. Go for the blue guys. Okay. Throw the orbs. Don't go for the orbs that your teammates are creating. You should all be going after your own blue guys, because then you're doubling or tripling the orb intake. And this is why, believe it or not, I did a game earlier where we didn't even come close to finishing round 1. Now, I'd thrown something like 11 of the orbs in, and I think we had 12. I don't know what the other guys were, I don't know what they were doing, but so there's a situation where I didn't even make round 1. There's other times when I've got like, there's well over a minute left and we're in round 1. There's well over a minute left in round 2, and round 2 is a lot tougher than round 1. Why is it tougher? Well, you get the big blue guy with a gun, you get the turrets, there's more enemies and there's more blues, okay, and there's more tougher enemies, if that makes sense. You know, the yellows, the tough guys, all that good stuff. Oh, I'm down. So yeah, just, and remember, the boss, don't stop damaging him, no matter what. Do not revive your teammates unless you can keep firing, because again, you will lose far more time. You think you're getting your teammates up to do damage, but by then his shields are up, so you lose more time getting the shields down, just because of the amount of enemies that are spawning, combined with the rotation of the orbs behind the shields. It's easier just to not have his shields come up. Plus you're constantly doing damage, which is great. Okay? So just remember those tips. Now I'm going to do a quick gambit run over, because there's a lot of people don't know how to play gambit, and that is weird to me, okay? Like, this is no joke, guys. I've been averaging out, I've been looking at my average scores after a match. Like, I'm nearly always at top at leaderboard in both kills and motes deposited, and I'll usually only deposit the motes I kill. Now, a lot of people go around stealing motes, and it's frustrating, because you'll end up with like 4 players with 4 motes each, and that's no good. Or, you know, I'll only need like 2 motes for a 15 ogre, and I'm killing the people to drop the motes, and another guy's just running through picking them up, and he ends up with an odd number that he can't send any blockers over. Yeah, very frustrating. Now, so I was talking about looking at my average score that I've been popping out. Believe it or not, I've been averaging 60% damage to Primeval on my own. Well, that's my, yeah, of course it's on mine, because it's what I've been averaging. What? Why did these guys wipe out all these? Oh shit, I'm going down.
She's escaping.
Huh. Got through? Okay. Sorry guys, so Gambit, yeah, guys. First of all, microphones, coordinate. Okay, again with the supers. Use supers, generate motes, you'll get through quicker. Okay. Now, keep an eye on your teammates' mote count and let them get the motes they need if they can put something more valuable over. Because you don't want to, you know, guys got 12 or 13. It happened to me. Got 12 or 13, and you know, some dicks running around nicking the orbs I'm generating until there's none left, and I'm still got 13 left. All I need is 2. I've got to run down to the next point, get invaded, get killed. The invader usually always goes for the person with the most motes, and that is usually always nearly me. Now this brings me another problem with invaders. Nobody uses mics, nobody coordinates. I always shout out invader locations. Okay, now that problem aside, what people do is they all run and hide somewhere safe, inverted commas. 4 people versus 1, even though he's got an overshield, do you know how quick you can take him down? I can take that dude down with an LMG on my own in less than a second. Like, it's no joke. Okay, now, so So really, you want mics. It's the only cooperative game and multiplayer game that people don't talk to each other. And man, a team that even if they've got the shittest, even if they've got no skill and they're not good players, okay, the amount just coordinating makes a massive difference. Unbelievably massive difference. I can't even emphasize how big a difference it makes. You wouldn't believe me until you've coordinated and tried it. Okay. Now the boss stage. Now this is frustrating. You'd be surprised how many people don't know about the Slayer buffs and that you're supposed to kill the primeval wizards or witches, whatever you want to call them, first. Most people go straight in for the boss. Okay, and they don't bother with the witches. Now, you got to kill the witches because A, while they're alive, it takes less damage and is tougher. Okay, and B, once you take those out, you get a Slayer buff. Okay, so it's important that you do that, guys. Go for it's different. Usually the witches, sometimes, you know. In fact, I think they're always those witches, aren't they? Yeah, they are. I'm pretty sure. Take those out, and then you've got a buff on your damage, and you can take out the main fallen boss on Gambit much easier, right? Another big thing, good, you know, what I consider good teams. You'll see them. I've played with really bad players, and we get wiped out instantly on round 1. And round 2 is a different story. All of a sudden, they've got almost full bar. They've got enough to submit, and they don't drop in the motes to generate their primeval. And there was one game where I was in that situation, and I had 6 motes, and I refused to put them in. My teammate got pissed off and messaged me after the match, and I had to explain to him why I did that. Because the team that puts in the motes last, they get to invade first, or invade constantly. I don't know, until the other people get the primeval. Well, I mean, once you've got your primeval, the other team can invade, you see. Okay? And if they don't have their primeval, they can keep invading and just keep fucking you up. But ultimately, the team that falls behind can get up to 8 Slayer buffs. Now, the patch today might have fixed that, because, you know, I've been in a situation where we've been behind and the other team has almost killed. They've almost killed their primeval, and we're like full health. 3 of us going with Aikileo shotguns and the rift from the warlock that buffs your damage. And because we've got an 8 times Slayer buff, we win. We do 8 times the damage. So I beg you guys, there's a lot of people. For those that know, you're probably thinking this is silly, but I've played with probably 1,000 people. Well, you know, I've tried to get the breakneck, and I've been playing before that. Probably 1,000 different random people in maybe more. I'm guessing more. Okay, you'd be surprised how many people don't know to kill those witches first, the wizards. And you'd be surprised how many people will fall for the trap of the other team. If the other team's good, they know what they're doing. I can see it. I know what they're doing. They're going to get the Slayer buff on purpose. Yeah. So guys, you've got to start to look at these and look at these situations for what they actually are. Okay. So just to recap, we've done the Forge tips and tricks. Please follow those, guys. It makes a big difference. But for both the Forge and Gambit, guys, buy microphones. Honestly, buy microphones. Use them. Coordinate. Massive difference just in communication. You'd be surprised. You've got a 50% increased chance of winning just for communicating. It's unbelievable. But guys, when it comes to Gambit, keep an eye on the motes that your teammates have got, and let them get the big ogre if they're a couple off. Don't you run and grab those motes that they're generating just so you can collect some. You know, let them get that, because it's more valuable to the entire team for a win. Okay. Secondly, the big one again. You know, work together for the invader. Get your microphones on, call him out, and all put your LMGs or rocket launchers in his direction, or your scout rifles, and just destroy him before he can do out. Okay. I usually, if I'm on my own, I'll have my Achilleos, but usually they've got one too, and they've got an overshield, so I still can't win. Yeah, it's not that easy. But together, You know, an LMG from distance is my game. I take out a lot of invaders that way, real quick. And finally, guys, that Slayer buff is no joke. When a team gets 8 times the damage that you're doing, they can go from you might only have a quarter of your life left, and they've got a full life on their primeval. It'll just vanish and they win. Just absolutely unbelievable. Now I know they're nerfing it. I know they're patching it to nerf it. I don't know if that was the patch today. Could be. I'm not exactly sure. Could be. It might be next week. It might be January. I don't know. But watch out for the teams that did decimate you in round 1, but round 2 or round 3 particularly, yeah, they might decimate you in round 1, might let you win in round 2, but round 3 they'll be at the top straight away. With it, they'll have enough to put summon the primeval, but they won't. They'll wait until you've summoned your primeval. That gives them a massive advantage. Okay, so please be aware of these things. Some of it sounds silly and ridiculous, but you would not believe the amount of people that don't know these things. These are things that I've just learned from observation of the game's tactics. This is not stuff I've looked up. It's just stuff I've learned, and eventually, you know, it's been confirmed by other people. Actually, a lot of the stuff that I've said, particularly the ones about not reviving in the Forge, I don't think anyone's thought about that other than me. But I could be wrong. But I'm hoping this video, like little tips and tricks, I'll title it Tips and Tricks, the Forge and Gambit. Hopefully that'll help, guys. So yeah, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Oh, that was pretty intense, wasn't it? That was pretty intense. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We're coming up to Christmas. I hope everyone's looking forward to having a bit of a break from work over Christmas, and you know, hopefully everyone's got families to go to, and you can you be loved and cared for, and have a good time. And you know, for those that are less fortunate, you know, let's just hope and I don't really want to use the word pray, because you know, I don't really believe in God, but let's just kind of hope and pray that they'll be safe and they'll be okay, and they'll find somewhere warm. And if anyone can afford money or change or help to open the house, leave food, anything, just please do it, guys. I do it. I've done it for years. I've helped a lot of homeless people in my time when I've not been able to afford to do it, and I mean that, like, literally. I might have a £1.20 on me, and that's got to feed me for the entire day and buy my drinks and food, and that's all I've got, and I give it to a homeless person. And I know what some of them are scamming, and I know that by begging they earn, I guess, well, they get a lot more money than I had at one point to live on, and I still did it because, you know, some people are genuinely in a really rough place. So please try and help where you can. They'd appreciate it, I'd appreciate it. Anyway, I didn't mean to end on a sad note, guys. Let's all be cool, and I will see you all on the next one. So cheers.